Christmas. Here's a classic Christmas song that lends itself very nicely to a little jazz guitar arrangement. And if you haven't played much in the way of jazz guitar chord shapes before, then this arrangement will give you a pretty good kind of beginnery vocabulary of the sorts of shapes you're going to come across. And as we'll see, lots of these can be recycled up and down the neck. I don't think any of the chords have any open strings, so they're all shapes that you can use elsewhere. The main thing that I'm aiming for with this is to keep the melody note, it's not always true, but a lot of the time it is, at the top of the chord. So that first chord, la, 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 la. That just really helps support my voice. And of course at some point, you can more or less play this as an instrumental too. Okay, well look, let's just grind through the chords and see what happens. We begin with this shape, C major 7. I'm using 4 strings, the middle 4 strings here. My first finger's on the 3rd fret of the 5th string. I'm not going to call out all the fingers and strings for this song, but you'll get the idea. That's a very useful, very versatile major 7 shape. We're going to see this in a while up here starting on the 8th fret for F major 7, but for now, here it is. And bearing in mind that melody's on the 5th fret of the 2nd string. Now I'm going to briefly go to D minor 7 and back again. I'm dreaming. And then I need that note there. And I'm going to play that with the first of my diminished chord shapes. So for this one, I am going to describe this one because the fingering might be a bit tricky if you haven't come across these before. I'm going to start with my first finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, my 2nd finger down on the 3rd fret of the 5th string, and then my 3rd and 4th fingers on the 4th fret of the 4th and 2nd strings. That's a diminished chord, a really, really useful and very versatile shape in jazz. We're going to see this in a fair few different places, at least 3 different places in this arrangement, and then back to the C. So altogether, that first bar. In the 2nd bar, 2 beats of the D minor 7. Again, we're going to move up to E minor 7, but we're going to do that via D sharp diminished. So exactly the same shape as we had before, but now up here. Okay, so the first 2 bars. I'm dreaming of the white Christmas. Okay. And as I said, we're going to see that C major 7 shape repurposed up here on the 8th fret. And again, the melody note's there. Just like the... Now, I could trace the melody note, but I'm not going to do that because it would just get a bit weird. Just like the ones. That works. This is now an F diminished. Same as our C diminished, our D sharp diminished, and now it's up here with my first finger on the 7th fret of the 3rd string. Just like the ones I used to know. Back to E minor 7, and I'm going to play this. E flat 7, that would be E flat 7, and I'm going to flatten the 5th to give you E flat 7 flat 5. Right there, and it's important we limit ourselves to the middle 4 strings there. 2 beats of the E minor 7, 2 beats of the E flat 7 flat 5. Where the tree. Now, a chord per beat here, C major 7, then I'm going to go to C9. It's a really useful shape in blues and jazz and soul and funk and all sorts. It's basically a C7 but with a note on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. So I'm going to re-finger that first finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string, and then the others fall into a row on the 3rd fret, 5th string, 3rd string, 2nd, like that. Where the tree tops. Now we're going to shift to C13. Again, another very useful shape. And if you've ever seen my intro to jazz chord shapes, there's a 6-part sequence there that goes through all of these kind of shapes, the sorts of things that we're looking at now, then this will be familiar to you. This is my first finger on the 8th fret of the bottom string, second finger on the 8th fret of the 4th string, and then my third finger is up on the 9th fret of the 3rd string. That gives me a straight C7. I'm going to finish off with my little finger up on the 10th fret, I had to look, of the 2nd string, and that gives me my melody. Where the treetops glisten, and back to F major 7, children, and that same shape, listen, B flat 13, again the melody note on the 2nd string, to hear A minor 7. Now that shape that I played for C13 and also for B flat 13, if I play it down on A, that's A13, but if I lower my little finger to the 6th fret, I get an A7 with a flat 13. To hear the sleigh bells in the snow, D minor 7 to G13. Okay, so you can see a lot of these shapes get recycled. That's halfway through. The second half is very, very similar. We kick off the same way. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas to F. With every Christmas card I write, may your days be merry. Exactly the same. And I could play what I played for the first verse here. Bright. I'm just going to fill in with a couple of extra chords, one on the 2nd beat and one on the 4th beat. Bright. That's F major 7. I'm going to go F minor 7, B flat 13, and here's another new shape. Middle 4 strings, 5, 6, 5, 6. That's D minor 7 flat 5. I mean, this crops up in all sorts of songs. May your days be merry and bright. Just because. And then I'm going to go, again, one chord per beat, but you might be really slowing down at this point. And this is, again, chords that we've had before. It's the last 2 bars of the first half. I'm going to cram those into a single bar. And may all your Christmases be white. Ending on the C major 7. There, of course, you could play this shape. It's a different C major 7, but while we're here, let's just look at that very briefly. My first finger is on the 8th fret of the bottom string, second finger on the 8th fret of the 2nd string. And then my 3rd and 4th fingers are on the 9th fret of the 3rd and 4th strings. Okay, so it looks like a kind of A minor-y shape in the wrong place. Okay, so either one of those, but that's just a bit of a change. And may all your Christmases be white, or white. And that's everything. All right, let's have a playthrough. 1, 2, 3. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and children listen to hear the sleigh bells in the snow. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white. Why